Good morning, everybody. This is Michael DeGioia from the Affinity Trading Institute. A big welcome to everybody. And obviously, we have Alcoa's earnings, so that's the stock that's on my screen today. Just want to show you what's going on pre-market with Alcoa. Alcoa was gapping up. Yesterday, Alcoa did make a nice 15-minute buy setup. And rallied about 50% on that move. So if you bought it off of the 15-minute chart yesterday, you did get a pretty nice. Actually, this was today. There was a big rally yesterday as well. So either way, we have Alcoa's earnings. I would expect Alcoa to run into the end of the day. You may get a sell-off. Okay, you may get a sell-off initially. Okay, so you may get an initial sell-off on Alcoa. If you do get a bottoming out pattern in the middle of the day, Alcoa is a great stock to trade and go from there. Okay, so with that being said, let's go to our whiteboard. Okay. Besides for Alcoa, we had two stocks that had earnings this morning, and I'm going to bring up and go over the stocks that Larry put in the room as well. So let's go through Larry's stocks. NBIX. Okay, gapping up. Yesterday was a down day. Today we're gapping up. We are gapping up into resistance, so I'm going to say that most likely this is a setup for a fade, okay? So most likely this is a setup for a fade, okay? We are near a double top. We are near resistance. I would be watching NBIX for a gap fade. Now, if it breaks above the high, okay, which is 45.40, then I'm going to say that probably this will be a gap and go. Okay? So let's do gapping up. We have gapping up stocks. Let's see, the color for the day is the brown. Okay, so we have gapping up stocks. We have NBIX. NBIX, gap and go, okay, like a weatherman with a good chance for a fade, possible fade. Okay, so we have NBIX, gap and go, possible fade. So we're going to be watching. Sorry about that. I wrote NI, so we got NBIX. Just to make that clearer. NBIX. Okay, so we're going to be watching that one today. So effectively, this is an either-or play, but we're going to let it decide what it wants to do based off of that pre-market information. The next one is BMR. BMR. Okay, BMR, Biomed Realty Trust. Gapping way up to 23.43. I'm going to pull out on the daily chart 23.43, 24.80 is resistance. So if we put our technical line in here, okay, we might get a movement like this. First initially up, then potentially down. Okay, so watch for a burst of residual buying. Okay, we are gapping actually into this line of resistance. Okay, so let's see what BMR, Biomed Realty Trust, does today. Okay, because it's kind of in the decision point of if this resistance is going to be pertinent or it will be easily surpassed. If it's easily surpassed, it will run up to the next level, which is 24.80. And then probably run out of steam at that level. Now, guys, I want you to understand the theory behind this. If you were the guy that bought in January at $24, and you were like, I love this stock, BMR, Biomed Realty Trust, it's my favorite. and now it gets up to 24.40, what's the first thing on your mind that you're going to be thinking of doing? Sell. Okay? So my point is that if this stock has made an incredible recovery, okay, and it potentially could run up all the way to 24.80, but at that point, that is the point where everybody that has bought this stock will be looking to take profit, as they are all now winners, or at least break even. Okay? So that's on Biomed Realty Trust. Now, let's go back. Let's continue to watch Yum. That was our big trade from yesterday. Yum Brands. Okay? Usually what happens on a stock like this is it has follow through. It still has room to the downside at 66. Now today, Yum is pre-market. It is still down. Okay, Yum is gapping down. So watch Yum for continuation. Yum continuing down to $66. Okay, Yum continuing down potentially to $66 even. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. The other ones that we have to watch is DPZ. DPZ. Okay, DPZ. Okay, big gap down. Domino's Pizza, guys. Here's a stock that is gapping below support, had pre-market earnings, okay, and has room down to $100. It's at $102.54 right now. Domino's Pizza, gap and go down. It is an A-rated gap. DZP. Okay, now I don't, this pre-market chart, by the way, is very bearish. If it breaks 102, it goes to 100. Does everybody see that? I love when there's convergence with persistence or confluence of time frames. High, failure to make a new high. Failure to make a new high should make a lower low. The lower low is $100 even, also coming in as natural support. So we have DZP, okay, going down to 100. Now, guys, if this does reverse, obviously, if it breaks the 104.25 area, 104.35 area, then potentially this will be an earnings reversal. But until then, it is a gap and go down. Next one, ISCA. Okay, ISCA. Not much of anything. This is International Speedway. Stock is up for 4 days. Nothing exciting. Just keep it on your watch list. So I'm going to put in the DZP gap and go down. Earnings, sell, Festa. Earnings, sell, Festa. Okay, so there we go. Sounds like a Domino's ad promotion. Guys, early earnings runner. Okay. Remember I said I like, on a swing trading basis, I like Disney. I think Disney's going to be a big earnings surprise. Okay, Disney ran in earnings in February, which ignited a huge move to the upside. That was the February. It was one of my biggest trades of the year. We are right at the February levels, meaning the levels that we gapped up to in February before Disney's huge run. What does Disney have coming out in December? What is Disney already selling? Starwell's Sell Festa. Okay? Oh, I like that. I'll take a look at Etsy as well. All right, so guys, Disney is near that buy on pullback level. So keep an eye on Disney. Okay, so that's I'll give that a yellow light. I think we got enough. We got NBIX as a gap and go possible fade. DZP as a gap and go down, earnings sell Festa. We got Yum for continuation. We have Vox, all of Kenny's favorite stocks coming out post-market, Helen of Troy, RT. These are all coming out post-market, so we should watch those for runs. Okay, let's take a look at Etsy. The dyslexic stock picker. Etsy, guys, also gap and go down on Etsy. Gap and go down on Etsy. Breaking support on Etsy. Most likely going to be a gap and go down. Market just opened. Okay, gap and go down for Etsy. All right, guys, let's take a look at our top picks. Okay, the DZP is my first and foremost DZP. If I could type. DZP. What am I doing wrong here? I'm sorry, it's DPZ. I'm sorry, guys. The dyslexic stock picker strikes again. All right, guys. Now, this is one we're going to have to wait. It did not break down initially. So we're just going to let it see what it does. It's got some resistance. You know, some support that will now serve as resistance. So I'm going to watch for a sell setup in this area. Okay, I'm watching for a sell setup in this area. Not entering anything pre-market as we have no A-rated gaps. We have no A-plus rated gaps. Take a look at Yummy. Yum, guys, already continuing. Yum breaking the prior day's low. Let's keep an eye on Yum. Remember, its target is 70 cents away at 66. Yum already breaking. Nice job, Larry, in getting into the Yum. Good job, buddy. Larry in Yum, taking another yummy trade. That was a daily break continuation on Yum. Okay, guys, Yum going down, baby. Cover as she goes, right? Cover as she goes. Keep an eye on CSII. This one might be a fader. If I can see some support here. Nice trade, Larry. Okay, let me take a look at the other one. NBIX. NBIX. Guys, NBIX, watch this baby for a fade. It is rejecting. Okay, guys, look at this. Gap into resistance, NBIX. High, new high. Let's see if it gives us a failure to make a new high. High, new high. Possible failure to make a new high at the declining 100 period moving average, at the declining 50 period moving average. Gap up. Okay, there is a little bit of shock in this one. Guys, market is stuck in a tight consolidation. I think NBIX is a short here, guys. Possible 1, 2, 3 continuation after it rejects. But it needs to reject. Here it goes, NBIX. This is the entry here, Irwin. Nice trade on Yum, by the way, Irwin. I would look for a measured move down. That'll take us to $42. Woo! Irwin! Irwin! Cover as she goes, Irwin. Cover as she goes, baby. You're either quick or you're dead in trading. Okay, guys, we're either going to bounce or break here on NBIX. And I think we get the break down to $42. $42, break it, break it. We are at the pre-market low. Okay, the only thing that's holding us up is that pre-market low. That is usually one of our first target points. So if you've taken this trade, take some profit here and try to run your back half. Hit it, Irwin. You covered too much, buddy. You covered too much at bad prices. Here we go, guys. Down to 42. That's an entire $1.50, guys. If we go to 42, it's $1.50. You have about $1 worth of risk. Excellent R to R ratio into the green column. Bang, guys. Watch this baby go. Cover as she goes. Okay, guys. 43 was a good cover spot. It will revisit and break, guys. There is no reason for this thing to bounce. It has broken pre-market support. Has broken pre-market support. Great job, Larry. Covering a little too soon. You could always cover half and run half. We can trade 50 shares. Great job, Larry. 42.66. Cover as she goes. I think I'm going to become the 8-minute trader, guys. Done for the day, baby. Cover here on MBX. This is where you're going to get a bounce. You made 15 bucks, Phyllis. Be happy with that. Green is good. Phyllis said she screwed up. Green is a good screw up. It's okay if you get a little jittery. Stock trading can be exciting. We will excitement. I don't know why you guys trade anything but the calls I make. Gilmore! You should cover at least half, Happy Gilmore. Because profit not taken turns into loss. Gilmore. Gilmore.
Good morning, yo.
All right, Kenny, I'm done for the day, buddy. 2 days in a row, 8 minutes.
Yeah, I just did UVXY from the green to the half number. It's hanging in there. But guys, notoriously, Thursday's been pretty awful. We have these inside choppy days. Save your powder for tomorrow. By the way, UVXY, I was just about to try it one more time, but again, listen, I was just looking for some greenage. I got the greenage. I offered out at 42.50. I got done in 3 seconds, and it's right back to 42.50 again. If this thing stays green, with the continuation of the market weakness will continue. Qs are already down 70 cents, so I might just sit here and wait for tomorrow, because the last 2 Fridays have been the best Fridays I've seen in 15, 16 years. Keeping the powder dry. I got a call. I'm going to be doing some investigation on some company called Shopify. I got a hedge fund friend who says they are buying the crap out of this stock. I know nothing about it, but it so far what I've read, it's pretty damn interesting. It's kind of like a marketplace stock, you know, online marketing. They help Twitter, they help eBay, and they're huge in Canada. They're from Canada, and it's a thin stock, has options, but I'm going to be doing some investigation about it. I'm not buying it yet. The only thing I got right now is, you know, obviously I sold the Twitter yesterday, which was pretty stupid. Terrible sell on my part. You know, I was waiting for it to break 28.40, and I don't know why I didn't decide to offer it out there instead of buying more. But keep an eye on all those stocks I've been making money on. That XON on any dip, I'm liking that stock. MU continues to just baffle me with the bad earnings report. The stock's up 40%. But this should be a nice choppy day, and we'll be prepared for tomorrow. Again, I don't make any predictions going for more than 40 seconds in this market. Alcoa, no idea. You know how much I love the company going forward. I've set up a hedge position for me to hold on to until April. I want a part of that spinoff. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Guys, be careful. There is a possible high-risk entry for the NVIX for the secondary gap fade. Okay, so remember, we faded about 50%. Streetman, you're done for the day, man. I don't want to see you trade. Okay, Streetman, you made your money on that trade. Nice job, Johnny Streetman in Arizona.
I still got a little U.S. steel. By the way, if it goes negative, I'm selling it. 1220. Stop. All right. I might go back into the UVXY if it breaks the high of the day, but Thursday's been a bad day because it's just a chop fest. So UVXY doesn't have any follow through on the upside or the downside. It just basically chops the shit out of you. I just bought it because it went green, and you know, luckily got out at 42.50. And again, it was a very small trade, but just hanging out and no. Wait for the next reversal. We're talking about that JDST was interesting. The gold's been, you know, ripping back and forth lately. It's been back in play. All right, let me settle in. I'll be back in 14 minutes, 16 minutes. I don't normally do any trades till 9:45 anyway, but, you know, I love UVXY when it goes green. Generally, you get paid on it. But you'll see just chopping around right now. After the Monsanto move, I was looking at POT. That stock hasn't moved in 10 years. That looked like it was about to break out. POT, haven't traded that stock in probably 7 years. I traded that yesterday. Looked pretty good. And of course, GMCR continues to confound the bears. Every downgrade on GMCR, the stock goes up. I don't think that's a coincidence either. Anyway, as UVXY goes back down, market stabilizes, and so forth and so on. I still think that we've entered a new bull market as long as MarketWatch.com keeps printing articles about how we should be worried about everything. We're going to go. I think we've begun the new rally. Again, I could be wrong, but after 4 or 5 intraday reversals, which show me the strength of the market, I think this is the wall of worry. As long as everybody's worried, we'll probably continue, and we'll go right back into that hated bull market where everybody's just thinking that it's overvalued, and we creep higher every day, and everybody loses money trying to short it by picking tops. That's why I stick with the VWAP and the reversals, and it just keeps me safe. All right, be right back.
Terrence. What's up, Terrence? Good to see you in here. Guys, Yumster. Okay, guys, watch Yum for a possible move back down to the lows. Okay, tight stop on Yum, though. Okay, tight stop on Yumster. Etsy. Okay, Etsy is a possible sell setup. It needs a trigger though on Etsy. We do not have a trigger yet on Etsy. Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza, guys, was a good trade. Good short near the pre-market highs. This can still roll over and die. This is slightly longer term. Okay, right? You're at 102.61. We rallied up to 104.40. Okay? Bombs away. Okay? And we drop $1 from that pre-market high level. Domino's Pizza. Guys, it's so good to see everybody green and flat. Like Kermit getting run up. If Kermit was run over on a street as he crosses the road, Kermit the Frog, would he be green or would he be red and flat? All right, guys, I'm watching Domino's Pizza. Okay, we want to short near the high, short near resistance. Okay, the resistance level on Domino's Pizza is there. We want to stay, our shorts need to be within 20% of the top of the range. So far, as this stock continues sideways, okay, we are going to get depressing moving averages. The moving averages are going to depress this stock down. Anybody who shorted at 103.50, kudos. Okay, here's our move to the upside. Let's watch for a rejection and rollover. I'm going to take my pre-market data off. I want you to see this without pre-market data. Guys, you see this? Without the pre-market data, right? Short the high. As we hit the moving average, badang. Badoink-a-doink. Yeah, DPZ, Irwin. Domino's P for pizza, and then the Z for the za in pizza. Let it run into that moving average, guys. Let's see what happens after this, because now it could become a long. This could become an earnings reversal. This is why we do not anticipate plays. If you shorted 20%, you covered at the lows. We'll drill down to a smaller time frame to see if we get a trigger on this. This could have also been a buy setup. We have no trigger down, so there is no short. We just sit and watch. The other one was LL, Lumber Liquidators. This one might be a long on Lumber Liquidators. Guys, look at Lumber Liquidators. Big spike to the upside. Watch Lumber Liquidators. DPZ. There, guys, DPZ giving a trigger. Now needs to close that 1 minute bar and then break below the 1 minute bar for a trigger short. Stop would be a tight 105, above 105 on the short. If it triggers, it has not triggered yet. I'm taking off my pre-market data. See, the reason is, guys, the 5 minute is still too far away on the non-pre-market data chart. You got to wait for it to get into the moving average, because right now this is just a bear flag. All right, guys, I'm going to take a step away. Guys, Yum, possible short on Yum, hitting into the resistance from the low of the day yesterday. Yum. Guys, we have no short yet on Yum. It is right at the gap fill zone. We want it to hook back down the way it did here, but we don't like to short tops. We like to short double tops. At resistance, not near resistance. I'm going to come back and look at DZP. DPZ, I'm sorry. Guys, I think DPZ could trigger down on the 5-minute chart. It's coming into the 100 period moving average as well. When you see a stock not quite at resistance, not quite giving the signal, just get up and walk away. Come back 2 seconds later. $10 o'clock reversal time, 10:15 reversal time. I do not see a trigger on this yet, but I do see the reason for a potential trigger. And if you see a reason for a potential trigger, you might want to take just a marker lot. This stock has an incredibly wide spread, by the way. Which will be phenomenal when it starts to go down.
Hey, speaking of Yum, it actually looks like it's going to be a long.
It's going to become an earnings reversal. Guys, DZP is starting to trigger. Has not triggered yet. Okay, remember that you got to break below the prior bar's low. 1 minute hasn't triggered. It hasn't closed below prior bar's low. Yum is a possible earnings reversal. Gap that bully soon. As it has not, it could be more.
Yeah, man. I got 67.35. If it pulls back and holds that, then it should make a move back up. I got it's over the 1 minute VWAP, and I got the multi-day 68.16. So if it does go green, look for a pop from 67.71 to 68.16. But I want to see it hold 67.35 first. Again, no need to be rushing into trades. Thursday has been just an awful, awful day to trade lately, and it puts you in a bad mood for the Friday extravaganza. So if we don't do another trade today, I don't care, because the last 2 Fridays have been, I'm not exaggerating, the best days I've seen since 1999.
And guys, Kenny and I have been trading together since 1999. Scary as that sounds.
Yep. And I've gone back to what works from then. I spent 8 years trying to tweak my philosophies and chart patterns, and I've gone back to what made me $2 million from 30 grand, and I'm sticking with it. So again, if I don't have to, I don't have to trade every day. By the way,
now we just take care of our kids.
Yeah, speaking of that, I got gymnastics, I got CCD, gymnastics, and track today. It's the trifecta.
The funniest thing is that it's you're a Jew that's taking your kids to CCD.
It breaks my heart every time. I always tell my kids to ask them, what would Jesus say? I tell my kids to remind their teachers that Jesus is a Jew and that we control the world.
Just a sick guy, dude.
Right. So, all right, you had your first Yum pull back. It's held it. Didn't really get to 67.35, but looks like there's some buyers out there. Market's relatively stable. By the way, I still love Twitter. Pulled back to 29. And here comes your Yum 67.71 breaks. This should take off. I would think 68.16 is a nice target. And Twitter about to go green, boys. Here's your Yum trying to break through that 67.71. I'm buying it.
Guys, Yum starts to squeeze the shorts once it starts crossing over the prior day's close. So Yum is now becoming a long.
Ah,
It doesn't
sucker move.
here.
I bought a little bit, 67.70. Doesn't look good so right there. I feel like I just got suckered.
Guys, look at
and the squeeze in Alibaba. Squeeze in Alibaba continues. All right, 2 more ticks. We got to get this Yum into the green. That'll trigger some algos. Maybe I'll buy it at 67.75 just a day ago. Just went green officially now. Let's see if we get some follow through here. Like I said, notoriously, you get.
Look at DPZ, guys. It might trigger here. DPZ. Boom. Come on, DPZ, drop. I'm only in a marker lot, guys. Only short a small lot on DPZ. Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you. My day is now officially done. Hover as she goes. By the way, when it broke, I already had my orders out there, so they covered on the break. Like handing you money. If you don't have your orders out there, you'll never catch that move. You won't have your order to cover. Let's see Yum.
Just chopping.
I don't know. This could go either way in my book. I just they
oh yeah,
more of my DPs in.
It's Thursday, man. It's Thursday is a chop fest. Last couple of weeks, it's been a really tough day to trade. And remember, no trading is trading. Sometimes the best thing to do is nothing at all. You just wait for the next day. No one should be in a rush to trade, ever. I'll always bring up Matt Ferguson, who was in a rush to trade. 2 months of training, 2 months of seminars, 2 months of me instilling every bit of knowledge I could possibly instill into this kid. On his first day, he blows himself up by just trading everything in sight without waiting and being patient. It was a sad thing to watch, and I've seen it 100 times. Don't be a Matt Ferguson. Here we go, Yum. Let's do this! I'm going to sell out some right here at 67.82 just to sacrifice to the gods. Let's see if I can get the rest of this thing at 68.16. There you go. I sold a little bit. Ooh, 83. Now I'm looking for 68.15 on this thing for the rest. But I will offer out another 100 at 67.99 because I love those little numbers right before the break of the whole number. And 67.99 coming. 67.99 gone. Woo! Now I'm looking 68.15. Down to a little bit. Down to a little bit on the Yum. Now I'm going to put a stop on the rest at 67.72. All right? 67.72 is your stop on the rest of your Yum. So now you're locked into a profit. So now you don't even have to watch it. Sold some, took a little profit. Now if it goes to 68.615, you make a little bit more on the extra, or you're just going to get out making a penny on the rest of it.
Listen, that's a beautiful trade. That's called a gap that bullies, meaning that the gap down, okay, the big gap down, everybody who shorted it after the gap down, losers! And now it rips.
Oh! Man, looked like we were about to get 68.15 there for a second. That's a choppy stock. Wow, man. I've never traded Yum before.
Yum is, you know what, Kenny? That reminds me of the stocks that we used to trade like back when it was, teenies and eights. It moves around like that. By the way, guys, I really am disappointed in some of you for not following your risk rules on your other stocks that you traded. So meaning that if you're up $150 on the day, you cannot lose more than $50 on the next trade. That means you put in an entry, 100 shares, and if you only have $50 worth of risk, okay, that means that your stop has to be 50 cents away. That's the 30% rule. You made 150 bucks. You can only risk 30% on your next trade. So that way you can't go from being up 150 bucks to being down $150 or $181.
Hey, by the way, guys,
we were watching them for a short, and then we said it was no longer a short. It became a long when it faded and filled the gap, and then did not go down. The one that we're watching for a short now is DZP. EPZ. I'm saying it wrong. And if it doesn't go down here, I'm going to kill it too, but I think it's going to go down based off this 5-minute chart.
Yeah, sometimes those calls just, I want to do, whenever you get a call, you don't want to just jump right in, but sorry I didn't mention XON, or maybe I did. XON is a buy on all dips. These guys they got a $400 price target on the stock. I'm not joking. The stock was 27 bucks the other day. Guy told me he'd give me money to buy the stock at 27.50. And now it's at $34. So, and you're about to get stopped out of this yum, I think, the last little lot. Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, shop. Go check it out, man. I'm gonna go do my own research. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit for the Glick fund, but nothing yet. Another one of his stocks that he loves is this SSTK. I know nothing about this one either. I know it's funny that I thought I knew so many stocks, and he just gave me two I've never heard of. Shutterstock, no idea. Loves this stock. I like the chart actually. SSTK, an interesting looking chart. Might be on the verge of a breakout. SSTK, it looks like a thin lunatic kind of a stock, but again, hey, look at that. We didn't get stopped out of that last little lot of yum there. That was nice.
DZP is no longer a short. Okay, it is officially rejected the short. Okay, now it becomes a long again. By the way, you say, well, how do you get out of a stock that you have a stop in place? That way, when it goes past the resistance, you're out.
All right, let's see if we get the yum to that 68.15 on this move. If not, I'm just going to get out. I'm going to raise the stop just to make an extra 5 or 6 cents. I'm going to put 67.76 now. Chances are I'll get stopped out on the next move down, but it's all right. 67.76. And here comes the market, guys. Bull market is back. I'm telling you, intraday reversals are your tip-off. This market is good to go. Again, I think we're rallying for the next 470 days, but, that's for your long-term players. I don't know if anybody bought those QQQ this January calls with me, but we're already up. They were 385. We bought 425. We bought some at 5. I think they're about 550 now. Again, I'm looking to sell them at 40. So I generally don't look too much at them during the day because, again, they are 470 days away from expiration. All right, Yum, we're going to get this thing going over 68 again or what? I'm offering out 68.14 just to be 1 penny under my multi-day VWAP. 68.14. See if I can get it. You know what? Now I'm raising the stop on the last little lot here. 67.80. Just in case it pulls back. But I think we're going to get the 68.14 this time. Oh. And again, you don't always have to go exactly to where I'm telling you to go. If you want to sell here at 68 and you're in from 67.71 and you want to take your profit, be my guest. Like right there. Couldn't break the high today. I'm going to give it a couple of ticks. I'm going to put a stop on now, 67.85. I'll probably get swooshed out in a second here if it one more pullback. But, profitable trade. Made a little bit on that UVXY. Thank God we sold that thing pretty quickly. And by the way, I still like Tesla short, even though I would never short it.
What the hell does that mean?
It means I think it's going down, but I would never short that stock because I'm a big fan. I'm one of those cultist guys, but you got to look at that chart. This thing looks like it's going right back down to 185. Again, you couldn't get me to short that with your money, but I think it's going down. I know it's a weird scenario there, but if you guys are haters on Tesla, you probably got something going on. They had a lot of good news, and nobody gave a shit. All right, I sold the Yum. Screw it. All right, I'm out of the Yum. I might revisit, but generally I don't get back into trades once I'm out.
Yum is now a double top, and since it's made a tremendous run, should pull back to around 67.40. So it's a possible double top drop down to those congested moving averages.
All right, not a bad sell. Not a bad trade. All you need is one or two, right? All you need is one or two trades, and then we could wait for tomorrow when we start looking for those 1,000,000% gains on some options. Because guys, let me tell you. Well, first of all, Alcoa's coming out with numbers. Last 3 times Alcoa came out with numbers. Coincidentally, it was the Ebola sell-off that ensued after Alcoa reported. So Alcoa went negative and the entire market crashed. 2 quarters ago, same kind of thing. Started a big sell-off on the market. But I'm looking at Twitter, and if the market's strong tomorrow and this thing just sits here and consolidates today, which, whenever you hope for something to happen, chances are it doesn't. I'm hoping Twitter consolidates here and stays under 30. So then tomorrow we'll be able to buy those $30 calls for, 15, 20 cents. And if it breaks out, there's a 100% gainer, easy 100% gainer. This thing gets to 30, 50, 31 tomorrow. Buying those options. Again, I'm rooting for it to go down. I'm hoping it goes down today. I'm hoping it stays down. So chances are it won't stay down. It'll ruin my plan. I guess I just should have bought all I could with the shop, right? I guess when a guy who's running $500 million tells me to do something, I guess I should just jump, right? Okay, it's at $39 now. I guess I'll be buying it at 45, and when he'll call me, hey, did you buy it at 35?
No, man, I bought it at 45.
Are you done with your research yet?
Yeah, I'll be researching it when it goes to 120.
You'll be researching, it'll be 100.
Yeah, exactly. Twitter green, you stinking bastard. All right. And I still got Twitter from 2 days ago, but, I got a little dinky lot of it just to keep an eye on it. This thing's going, the chart looks good, but more importantly, the shorts are finally afraid to be short Twitter, and it's going to break 30 right now. Unbelievable. Oh, well.
Guys, there's some really weird volatility going on in DZP. Okay, DZP, weird volatility. Look at those topping wicks on the 1 minute, and on the 5 minute, we get all the way up to gap fill. Okay, we do not have a 5 minute trigger yet. Okay, just watch that one. Trade this one with small lots if you trade it at all, because it is a widespread stock.
You got to ignore the QQQ today if you're looking at that for the market direction. The reason the Qs are down 60 cents is because Apple's down 214. Really, that's what it comes down to. By the way, I was just going to say, Jimmy, if you're still in the SSYS, yeah, baby.
Guys, 3D printing. MBIX, guys. MBIX, secondary fade coming to target. Anybody who's still short MBIX, kudos. High, failure to make a new high. Big gap fade on MBIX today. I'm gonna put this on here. Big, that's our trade of the day. NBIX. NBIX.
Notice the market just started to sell off and Twitter went up, showing its relative strength. That stock is going to 40 bucks. I don't know whether or not I'm going to hang on to any into the earnings report, but the shorts are running scared on this bitch. Again, this is my specialty, is picking these stocks up off the trash heap, like the Alcoa, the U.S. Steel, the Rig, the Twitter. You know, once you get that intraday reversal, like we had on U.S. Steel, the PBR. I knew Penny Dexter was going to chime in. I love it, man. I love it that we're all on the same page. Twitter was a dog shit stock up until 4 or 5 days ago. A little bit of the uncertainty is out of the stock, and boom, shorts are going to cover. Now, as far as the other piece of garbage stocks that we were watching, oh man, it's going to break 30 right here. Unbelievable. It's like insulting me.
Watch DPZ. If it breaks the 5-minute low here, this will get very, very ugly very fast. Thin stock.
Well, I tell you, in a normal day, I would have bought, I was just rooting against Twitter today. I was hoping for a little consolidation. Normally, I would have just bought it at 29.83 and sold it at 30. That's my kind of trade. But I don't know. I just decided not to do it. You find it funny? I find it ironic. I just started talking about it, and it does exactly what I didn't want it to do, even though I'm in the stock. The first time I've ever owned a stock, and I'm rooting for it to go down because I want to buy more. So, and if you guys watch, speaking of that scenario, when a stock gets downgraded, generally it's an analyst being paid off by someone who wants to buy the stock. You do know not to trust analysts, right? Like, I think one of my best trades in the history of my career was the downgrade of GMCR after they reported numbers and they were really bad. The stock got halted and it was at 20 bucks. And 3 analysts came out and said sell. And the stock went to 135 in the next, 8 months? Yeah, it's great to downgrade a stock that just went from, it just fell from, 200 to 20, and they're saying sell. Oh my God, how stupid can you be? Nice sell on the SSYS, Jimmy, 31. You learned, you know how to trade, man. Those whole numbers are really just nice places to sell. And if you're wrong, so what? The stock has been giving us so many opportunities to get back in. This market is absolutely just every stock for itself right now. I mean, you got pockets of strength, crazy pockets of weakness. The overall market's down. U.S. Steel just went red. I probably just sold that in my other account. I think I had a 12.25 stop on it. So for now, I'm out. I got to go check. I trade like 9 accounts, so sometimes I forget what the hell I'm doing, but mostly I'm just day trading for you guys. U.S. Steel was just a monster. I mean, that I really, I got to say, I had a really nice entry. I just didn't feel comfortable enough to load up. But, yeah, still worked. I'm not going to complain. Sorry I didn't mention UVXY. I suck. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's so much stuff going on. That's why I like running a room. I throw some ideas out there, and hopefully you guys keep an eye on some of them that I forget about. Maybe somebody just bought shop. Who knows? I don't know. But UVXY just broke out, and kind of pretty pissed off about that because I like it down here. The only thing is the UVXY trade, it makes so much sense to be in it right now going into the earnings season, but that stock never makes sense. So that's why I've decided never to comment on where I think this thing's going to be a day from now or 2 days from now. Just trade the reversals. And if you just sold Twitter at 30, you're a genius. Thank you, Twitter. By the way, speaking of SSYS and DDD, let's look for it. You know, again, I own DDD, but again, here's another stock that I'm rooting for it to go down so I can buy more. It's under the 1 minute. So this thing could easily tag 1306 today if it goes red. I'm looking, I might short it against the stock that I own. And UVXY, we're all going to be crying when the stock's up 2 points by the end of the day. I can't kiss all the girls. UVXY is the one stock that I do trade repeatedly. You know, I don't, that's the one I will revisit. But generally, like after a Yum trade, I won the money. I won the money. And if you could name that movie, that's a free t-shirt. I won the money. The money is mine. I win the money. Not you, Jeff. You know every movie quote. Ah! I knew you were going to know it. You're such a loser like I am. My wife, like, how do you remember every movie quote, but you can't remember to pick up the kids from CCD? I'm telling you, if I get some real money again, I'm gonna just film this pilot that I have. I wrote a pilot for a game show called You Talking to Me. It's all about movie quotes. I think it would be the biggest thing in the world. It's kind of like a Jeopardy show, but it's all movie quotes. You got guest stars. You could do video quotes. You could do, you know, online quotes. You could do who was the actor. And I think it's a great idea. I just don't want to I don't want to just show somebody the script and have them steal it from me. So I'm probably just going to wind up, you know, putting up 40, 50 grand and just film it myself. Get a studio and do that kind of thing. Anyway. Here comes your biotech sell-off. Oh, here's another one to keep an eye on. After a 10-point move in Uri, I'm looking for a little retrace. URI. I just broke under the 1 minute. 68.53, so we're a little bit late. You got 67.88 as a multi-day, which is important. This is a very thin stock. I don't really trade too much size on it when I do, but shit, man. Sid Caesar, there you go. I won the money.
Guys, DPZ finally breaking the lows of this consolidation. I'm still short, but only short a minute amount of shares.
Yeah, Laura, you know what I'm looking for? That's why I'm waiting for, I'm hoping it consolidates. I'm hoping it pulls back 29.50. I want to be able to buy them at 15 cents. So then if it rips to 30.50 tomorrow, then we could make, you know, 3 times our money. Yeah, see? Wow, we're all on the same page today. We're all living in the matrix, I guess, right? Huge reversal on Netflix coming on, man. This stock popped 3 points. It's already given back 250. Oh, my God. All right, the VRX indicator is telling me bios are still weak. If you guys, there's a stock VRX. When this stock is weak, the whole biotech sector stays weak. So VRX just rolled hard. Bios still nobody's friend here. Again, if you are long-term bullish like I am, what I'm doing is I'm buying January 2017 115 calls on the QQQ. I buy one contract every day. I sit on the bid and I wait to get hit. Usually has about a 40, 50 cent spread because it's a leap. You never want to buy it on the offer, ever. You never want to really buy any options on the offer. But that's, I think, you know, again, I'm not even going to be calling it the Obama rally anymore because I've grown to hate Obama. I was a big fan, but this guy has made America weak, small, and confused. I've grown to really, 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 really despise him. And I was his biggest fan. I was proud of America that we put a black man in the White House. I had high hopes, and he's let me down so badly. Not only do I want to do a pilot, but I'd like to run for president because that's why I'm loving Trump. Trump is saying stuff that I thought I was the only one that would say. Building a wall, Mexico. When he said that, I was like, you got me. You got me as a fan now. Rah, rah, give me my Trump hat. And there's just 68. Oh, no, yum. Oh, the multi-day VWAP strikes again. Son of a bitch. 68.15. Man, those algos know what they're talking about, right? There you go. They're just 68.15. So if by some chance you're still in the yum, there you go. 68.15. Wow. Oh, well. And if you don't know about the VWAP and the multi-day VWAP, oh, baby, send me an email to kennyglick@AOL.com and I'll let you in on a secret sauce that I've been using for the last 2.5 years.
It's so secret. He's been telling us about it for 2.5 years. We've been
I mention it. I don't tell you what it is and how to get it. I gave you Darian. I gave you everything. I gave you your life. This is how you repay me?
For 15 years we've been trading VWAP.
How about that sell there? That was an algo trade. They brought it to the multi-day. Boom. Sold. Gone. Now if it breaks 68.15, I'd actually be, I don't know if I'd buy it again, but that was awesome. Just had to shake and bake a little bit more before getting back up there.
Guys, DPZ breaking down finally. Domino's Pizza triggering down. If it breaks down here, it can go much, much lower.
Guys, it's hard to me to suggest that you trade Yuri, but it just tried to break back above the 1 minute and failed, and now it's rolling back over. It's not for everybody. The stock moves in 50-cent increments out of nowhere. It's very difficult to trade, but looks like it's rolling over here. If it breaks 67.88, which again is the multi-day VWAP, you're probably going to get some follow-through to the downside. So keep an eye on Yuri. I wouldn't trade this thing with more than a couple of hundred shares. But UVXY breaking highs, so you could start feeling more confident in looking for some shorts if this thing stays green. We're at 1030. Usually that's a little bit more of an indicator. But again, I'll add on that it is Thursday, and we've seen UVXY fluctuate between green and red 15 times, and chop, chop, chop. You get your ass kicked, and the market's really not going anywhere. Hello, my name is Yuri. Actually, if Yuri gets back to 68.50, you could put almost a 5-cent stop on, which is very hard to trade Yuri with a 5-cent stop, but if it gets back to 68.50 and it can't break above it, bang, you short it right there with a really, really tight stop, and that's the 1 minute. If it doesn't break back above the 1 minute, chances are it rolls back over. So here's one to watch. Let's see if it gets to 68.50. Just like a young man coming in for a quickie. I feel so unsatisfied. You got it. Anybody watch that shop just now? Drop $1? Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to suggest anybody ever trade this stock. It's got 135,000 shares on it at 1030. Someone owes you money, Grandma. Your fate sits right there. Should have paid me off on that one. Kids got alligator skin. He beat me, straight up. Pay that man his money. And in reality, when Matt Damon insulted KGB in that moment, he would have put a bullet in his head. So if you're ever playing a shady card game with Russians, don't insult the head Russian. Because chances are you're not leaving them with the money or without getting your ass kicked.
Kenny, where did this come from? I'm sorry.
Watching a movie, Rounders.
Oh, the Rounders. I got lost on that one.
Fucking Alcoa, you bitch! God damn it. My dad's gonna kill me. What?
Guys, I'm going to go buy a Domino's pizza with all the money that I made from Domino's Pizza today. Domino's Pizza about to crack.
Hey,
Domino's Pizza kind of...
Speaking of cracking, I'm just stalking this 3D DDD for a rollover here. Yum! Ah! Breaking over the multi-day! Oh my god! What a monster! Lays down a monster. What makes an expensive option cheap? It's the implied volatility, of course, known as the Black-Scholes theory, if you want to get technical.
He
Generally,
actually does have a brain, guys. I've seen it.
What?
He said you do have a brain. I've seen it.
Oh, the shorts are on the run now on the Yum. Whoa.
Guys, everybody, BAC is a short. It's a sell setup. JP Morgan, which has earnings next week, is also a sell setup. But it might rebut the sell setup because of the...
By the way, guys, remember I mentioned after you get an earnings reversal, you should watch the stock for a couple of days. Don't forget Monsanto. Yeah, those numbers were awful. Stock's up 8 points off those lows now. Yeah, terrible, terrible numbers. So I want to welcome a couple of my new friends that stopped by today. Hope you made some money on the Yum. I'll be back. Terrence Carter. The Terrence Carter? Scotty Johnson. Did your buddy Heath? Is Heath in here also? Sent him an email also. My first best friend was named Heath. Heath Fiebert in the first grade. It was me, Jonathan Troutman, and Heath Fiebert. And he was the only Heath I ever met until today. So yeah, guys, I mean, part of what we're doing here, man, is you know, no trade is good trading. You seen the chop, right? You do one trade a day, as long as you make money on it, then again, you're a winner. I'm a winner. You're all winners. Tell me where that's from, Jeff Breakstone, and I will give you a big hug and a kiss next time I see you. I'll give you a hint. It's a woman, and she's leaning out the window. You're all winners. Oh, I stumped you? Come on, Jimmy. Let us see. Let's see. You're too young to even know that. It's a TV show. I'll give you a big hint.
So please, a little respect. For I am Costanza, Lord of the Idiots.
You're all winners!
But suddenly, a new contender has emerged.
Jimmy, what were you, 6 years old when that show came out? Nice call. You're all winners. All right. You know what I'm thinking? Considering Monsanto's so strong, might be looking to get involved in some pot, figuratively and literally. What? And here comes the market, because we don't go down, we don't go up. This is Thursday. What's good about Thursday is if, again, I'm more of a reversal VWAP trader, but if you're a guy that likes to buy the support, put a stop on, hope it doesn't break support, or short at resistance, put a stop on and hope it doesn't break out, usually when you get these sideways days, that's the only way to trade, because if you're trading a reversal, by nature, you're buying the high of the day. Or if you're shorting a reversal, you're basically shorting it as it goes red, so you're basically shorting the lows of the day. You don't really want to be doing that on a day where we're going sideways, because you're just going to get chopped up. But Yum was just too good to ignore, because that stock got smoked in the last couple of days. And, we're just looking for some, when do the shorts take their profits? When the stock reverses, goes over VWAP, and goes green. That triggers the emotion. Oh, all right, I guess short time is over. Let me cover, which in our world, we buy. You're all winners. Let's take a look at some of these. Yeah, now I'm going to put up my charts and hopefully it doesn't crash my computer. My birthday's November 5th. I'm getting a new phone and 2 new computers. As a real Jew, we don't buy stuff for ourselves unless there's some special occasion and your product is officially dead. I have established the difference between need and want at a very young age, something I cannot instill into my wife and my kids. The difference between need or want. You need it, or do you just want it? Like them Segways with no stick, a $400, like everything costs $400 that they want.
Can I get a new iPad?
Does the old one work? Then you don't need a new one.
But it's thinner and it's faster.
So? They want, about these Segway things? You stand on them and you lean forward, you go. I was like, you know what else you could do? Walk. Get on a bike. I'll buy you a bike before I buy you a Segway. My kid doesn't even know how to ride a bike. He's like, what do I need to ride a bike for? Yeah, Malibu Stacy, yeah. It's got a new hat. It's got a new hat. God damn you, Twitter. I was getting all excited that it was going to stay down. All right, let me load up my screen. I'll show you the secret sauce. By the way, Yuri right there. So URI. If it can't break above, I got 68. Oh, you're right here, 68.46. Let's see if it breaks above it. Stinking Alcoa just keeps on going down.
All right, guys. I still think the Domino's Pizza is a good short. It just jumps 50 cents and dropped that same 50 cents. Keep an eye on that one. I am done for the day. I am still short some Domino's Pizza, but it's a riskless trade, and that is my only thing that I'm running today. The NBIX was a beast of a trade. Okay, it hit target on the gap fade. It did not go to gap fill, but it did hit the 100 or 200 period moving average, whatever that red line is. The other one that was really good was Yum. We made 2 shorts on Yum initially. You notice Yum dropped initially, and then it rallied and reversed, and then we took it as a long after it rejected. So beautiful plays on that. That was a reversal that worked nice. Guys, look at actually DPZ is actually going right now. It just finally put in that red trigger bar on the 5-minute, and it might just fall off a cliff. Love it. Love it. More money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money.
Like I said, you want to be in. You want to be in Twitter.
That drop.
Just damn.
All right, Kenny, I hand it over to you. I'm done for the day. Bye-bye.
All right. See ya.